Alright, we're going to continue with looking at groupings of stars, and so we looked at star clusters last night. We looked at binary stars, we looked at how we can find planets around other stars, and then we looked at star clusters, which were just groups of stars that formed from the same nebula originally. And now we're going to get even bigger, and we're going to look at galaxies. So a galaxy is a huge group of single stars, star systems, star clusters, dust, and gas held together by gravity. And by huge, we mean millions of light years across. So we are talking distances pretty much almost unimaginable. Right? We are talking in the millions of trillions of kilometers across. Right? So a galaxy, make sure we get the definition in our notes. Right, and we have three main categories of galaxies. So we can group galaxies basically by their shape. And so let's take a look at that right now. Our first type of galaxy is a spiral galaxy. Right? And these have arms that spiral outwards like a pinwheel. Right? And they contain gas, dust, and many bright stars. These tend to be kind of middle-aged galaxies. Right? Gravity. Right? These things are in orbit. Gravity will slowly start to pull stuff together, but overall, these are pretty stable. They're really awesome to look at. They make really fantastic pictures. Right? You can see in the center, it's a really bright center of the galaxy. There are lots of stars densely packed together in there. Right? It's not one giant, huge, blazing star. Right? There might be millions of stars in there, but from a distance, the light all just blends together. So it looks like a really, really bright center. And then in the arms of the pinwheels, right, things are more spread out. There's more gas. And then towards the edges, we tend to have lots of new star formation, where there's more dust. And our galaxy is a spiral galaxy. So under the same main idea, we want to add that to our notes, that our galaxy, the Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy. We've never been able to take a picture of the Milky Way because we're in it. So to get outside, to be able to take a picture, would require us to travel tens of thousands of light years, which would take light tens of thousands of years to make that different distance. And with our technology, it would take us millions of years to travel far enough to get a picture. But by looking at the galaxy itself, even inside, we can get a pretty good idea, a pretty good map of what our galaxy looks like. And so our best estimate is that it looks something like this. Right? This is an artist's drawing. And the sun is out about 2/3 of the way out on one of the arms. So the sun is kind of out here. Right? There aren't a ton of stars around us. Right? We're not in the galactic center where there would be lots and lots of stars making it really, really bright. We're kind of towards one of the edges. Another type of galaxy is what's called an elliptical galaxy. Right? And so this, right, is an ellipse, which is, right, just another more mathematical term for an oval. So an elliptical galaxy is just a round or flattened ball. Right? They have very little gas and dust between the stars, so new stars are not forming. So these are just pretty much just giant collections of stars. They mostly contain only old stars. So these galaxies are eventually would start to die out if we were able to observe them for long enough. And then our last type of galaxy is an irregular galaxy. All right? And so if a galaxy doesn't fit into the nice spiral shape, if it's not elliptical, this is the catch-all term, we just call it an irregular galaxy. All right? They don't have a regular shape, and they're typically smaller than other galaxies. They contain lots of young stars, and so there's an example of a galaxy called the Large Magellanic Cloud. Right, named after Magellan. He was the first to kind of look at that and say, "Oh, look at that." And from Earth, some of these are some of our closest galactic neighbors, our irregular galaxies. So outside of the Milky Way, the Large Magellanic Cloud is one of our closest galactic neighbors, and you can only see it, I believe, in the southern hemisphere, so we can't see it from up here. But it just kind of looks like a smudge in the sky. Right? So from Earth, we can't see. Without a telescope, we can't see any of the individual stars. It just looks like a smear in the sky. But with a telescope, we can see some of the individual stars, even if we can't see all of them. And that's all there is about galaxies. All right, make sure that you can explain how you would identify each type of galaxy and what a galaxy is overall. All right, 3 questions at the bottom, and I will see you guys in class later today because you're watching this in class.